spiritual, social, and intellectual needs. Stay with us because we support what is best for you and all our listeners. It's a People Show where I list your concerns and I will leave no stone unturned until your issues are addressed. This is a place to find the experts to help you. This is a place for exciting discussions. This is a place to make sure that your voice is heard. This is a place to be spot on. Remember that if you have community issues such as poor road conditions, water challenges, or garbage collection challenges, for example, then you need to talk to me, and I definitely want to hear from you. And yes, you can call us at 876-613-9129. That is 876-613-9129. You can call us toll free at 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. 954-900-4310. Let me just remind you again of those numbers because I definitely want to hear from you. There are many of you out there. You are listening to the program. But I'd love to hear from you. Talk to me. And I'm sure that many of you have opinions that you like to express. This station is for you. We share information with you, and also you share your information and opinions with us. So let me give you those numbers again. You can call us on air. Yes, it's 876-613-9129. And the toll-free number is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. And you can also email us. Yes, you have an email. Yeah, man, you get one now. You can email us at Omega Radio at theomegachurch.com. Give you one last time. I'm going to repeat it for you. Make sure that you have your pen and your paper and you make a note of it. Have it right there, right? So it's Omega Radio at theomegachurch.com. Right? So you make sure you have it there, and we look forward, to hearing from you, whether you're in Jamaica or the West Indies or anywhere in the world. Just make sure that we hear from you. And of course, when I hear from you, tell us exactly where you are located. If in Jamaica, you say I'm from Manchester or St. Elizabeth, let us know which parish. And let me see, of course, we're going to start off this morning with some wonderful music. We'll get you rocking on this Tuesday morning. Then, yes, we will have our special guest, which is a community leader from St. Catherine, Mr. Audley Nain. And many of you would know him in those days when he used to act in the national pantomime. So he'll be here talking about community matters, and also he just might touch on national issues too. And then for your health, your wealth, we will have Dr. Leolyn Johnson from the cool hills there in Mandeville. So, and of course, if you want if you want to ask the doctor a question, then definitely let us hear from you. It's 876-613-9129. And the toll-free number is 877-494-0253. The international number is 954-900-4310. So if you want to ask the doctor a question, that thing's bothering you, and you probably want to ask the doctor a question because you want to talk to your own physician, but then you want certain things clarified so that you make sure that you ask that question the way it ought to be asked, so you have a better understanding when you talk to your physician. Right, so after that we will have Consumer Talk with Mr. Trevor Summers. He's a consumer advocate from the National Consumers League. Then at about 3 o'clock we'll have a meditation, Bible reading. You should know that. Then we'll have your update, your weather update. You definitely can't afford to miss that. And especially for those fisher folks, yes, you need to keep yourself abreast of what is happening in terms of the weather. Then we will have businessman Mr. Hugh Johnson, a former president of the Jamaica Barless Growers Association, immediate past president, Small Business Association of Jamaica, and vice president, World Cocoa Farmers Organization. He'll be talking to us about business, and especially those who are in small businesses. Yeah, you might want to talk to him too to find out what are some of the challenges, and he'll going to probably make suggestions as to how we can make life easier for the small business operators. Don't forget, big businesses, when they're big already, there's hardly the further they can grow, but it is the small business that will grow and become big business. And of course, we close off with music and your birthdays and whatever is happening today. Yes, we will close off with that. And I think I've given you all the information, but I will just simply remind you of the telephone numbers that you need to call or to keep in touch, because we definitely need to hear from you. One last time, yes, before we get into some music with Pastor. I see Pastor Boyne is scratching her hands there, and yeah, I thought it was the money in her hands, but apparently it's the music. Because if she had the money, she'd have to give me some of the money first. All right, so the numbers to call are 876-613-9129. 876-613-9129. The toll-free number is at 877-494-0253. 877-494-0253. The international number is 954-900-4310. That is 954-900-4310. And you can email me at omegaradio@theomegachurch.com. All right, it's a Tuesday afternoon. It's now 13:10. Time to rock you with some music. Yes, compliments of Pastor Boyne. So you continue to stay with us.
I want you to know that the power of the church is still alive. We come for chase demons in the name of Jesus. My God. I know one prayer we pray. Praying a night
Let me pray that. Come on, Jamaica, Florida. Come on, sing with me this afternoon.
Say I know
One prayer me pray.
praying a night
And me praying a day.
and every time me come for me knees, demons have to run away.
Run them.
When the devil a come,
Yes, devil a come.
then me nah go run.
Me nah go run.
Cause I'm covered by the blood. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah.
Of the Almighty. And when the Eden appear,
We're speaking to those evil people
have no fear.
selling those sweeties to those children.
Cause with daddy is here. Him have a standard you can't hear. He's my daddy. Oh Lord Jesus. Say I know one.
Oh yes. We're speaking especially to those evil adults out there who are selling those sweeties to those children. Come on! Yes!
Say I know
One, pray and me pray. And at night and me praying a day. Come on, Jamaica! Get those hands going. Taxi drivers, helpers, nurses, police officers. Cover me back. Oh yes!
When the devil attack, we are gonna answer back. Him a go get one shot. John 3:16, get the attack. Oh Lord Jesus, say I know one.
Pray and me pray. In the night and me praying a day.
And every time we come from the devil have to run away.
Yes.
Say I know one.
Pray and me pray. In the night and me praying a day.
And every time we run from the demons have to run away. If the demon them up, say I know one.
Pray and me pray. Come on. Night and me praying a day. Yes.
Every time we come from the
We'll have to run away.
Lord Jesus, come on. Run them up. From the workplace, run them up.
Yes. Run away. Run away. Run away. Oh yeah, run them way. And let me tell you, the evil people are all over the place. But then don't forget, there are good persons around, and we must continue to support those who are good. Quite a number of good people around in the world, and what you do, good people need to come together and work together. I did get a call from somebody this morning, and that's a good person, and I'm glad that many of them are trying to seek ways and means of working, let us working together so that we can change things. And yes, to all my friends, oh, I should be mentioning some districts, but I probably do that another day. Yes, yeah, I promised you that I would mention some of the. Which part should I say I would start with? Yeah, I start with Trelawney. Yeah, all right, and then I'm going to move to Manchester. I'm being selfish, as being a Trelawney man. But remember, if you don't hear the name of your district, then you need to send me a message, and I'll call myself. Vernon, why don't call my district? You see, you sit down, you live in your district, nobody don't know about it, and then you complain when you don't get better roads and so on. You must make sure that your name of your district is on the map and on the airs around the world. And let me see which ones I'm going to mention from Trelawney. You have Bideford, Bideford, Bracco, Bunkers Hill, Low River, Mahogany Hill, Martha Bray. This one is very interesting. Minosen, come. That one, I love that one. The one I really love is Wait a Bit. You ever hear the story about Wait a Bit? A man, he meet death, and death say him and death have an appointment. So guess what? He was supposed to go at a certain place. So him say him now go because he not ready yet. So him go to Wait a Bit. But guess what? When he go to Wait a Bit, death buck him up down there and death says, but death, how come you reach and Wait a Bit? This is Wait a Bit. I thought you'd have Wait a Bit. Well, death say, the place name so, but me no name so. So me no Wait a Bit. Well, make sure that you are ready, because if you think that when it comes, and that reminds me, I just lost a friend, I think last night, Susan Goldson folks. Yes. Oh yeah, pretty sad indeed. So let me see now other places. Sherwood Content, Silver Sands. As I mentioned, Silver Sands. I wanted to find the beach. You remember they stole the beach? They find the beach yet. Uno thinks I forget it. Me not forget none, Me head might have bad, but a lot bad. It's amazing, Them thief a whole beach, and we can't find the beach yet. I wonder where the beach gone. I wonder if you gone to Europe or to North America, because I hear they might have a beach somewhere in these countries, so they don't have to come to Jamaica. So probably it's gone to one of those countries. It's amazing. Alps, yes, Ulster Spring and Wakefield. So those are some other districts there in Trelawney. So it's Trelawney week this week, and if I did not mention the name of your district, just let me know, and I make sure that it is mentioned next time. Now, listeners, I want to comment on something this morning, which those parents and schools that are involved, they must give thanks. I gather that there was a vendor at a school, and other vendors there, recognizing that he's not a vendor who they know, ask him to leave. It turned out that the gentleman was selling some sweeties. And let me tell you something. It ended up that I gather over 60 students had to be rushed to the hospital. Those who listened to me over the years will have heard me mention not once or twice, many times, as to what can happen, and if it can happen, it will happen. I've spoken about products that are sold in supermarkets that are not properly sealed. I spoke, for example, about bread. I mentioned some years ago, about bread, that the bread that you buy is not properly sealed. So guess what? I've seen persons actually open the bread and hold it, and then you go there and pick it up. And up until this day, they have not sealed them. Or they have to put a tape around it or something to show that it is secure. You go and buy your shampoo. You can open it. Somebody could use something and inject something in it, and then you're in trouble. The state has a responsibility to protect its consumers, but then persons also have a responsibility to reject and not to purchase items that are not properly sealed. It tells you what we think of Jamaicans. We don't think much. If you go to North America, things have to be properly sealed, and you're advised that it has a tamper-proof cover, and if it is not sealed, do not buy it. But guess what? They purchase things in bulk from the state because they can sell it to you for big price and then get it for little or nothing. And then they open the top and so you don't know what goes into it. Now we get a warning. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. The warning is that we are lucky nobody has died so far. Notice I said so far. That a wicked human being, an adult, sold sweeties to children and they end up being sick. Now the same way that you have products that are not tamper-proof being sold, the same thing could have happened to those youngsters. They could have poisoned them, and you could be talking about 60 deaths this morning. You ever hear them say, take sleep, mark death? And let me tell you, I think that this is happening, we know before, and as I said before, I've spoken about it on air, not once, not twice, many times. I'm going to make some suggestions. Well, the first thing starts with parents. I'm glad that when, as a child, we were taught not to go on the road and buy nothing. No, sir. My mother always tell me, my mother say, when you buy from people on the road, people believe in all kind of demons and all kind of something and then obi and all them things, and then was find out obi a man who give them all kind of things and then drop it into the things and sell it. Right? So, we're not buying it. Years gone by, you have to get, I think, hawkers and peddlers license to sell. But in the country we have today, persons just go on the road and they start to sell. No license, no food handler's permit. And they're on the road selling. Don't be surprised if you don't stay head of a company, pull over and, with them SUV and buy a little this and buy a little that. It's just amazing. Persons leaving their homes in the mornings, right? My God, man, you can't even take a bush and make like a tea. Eh? Before you reach your work, you have to stop everywhere on the sidewalk and buy one orange and buy one so and so. When you buy the orange and it's peeled by that vendor, they don't have any bathroom. They go and do the thing by the road, the hands not washed, and then they peel the orange and hand it to you, and you eat it same way. You understand why we have a challenge? What happened yesterday, and I gather I'm getting some voicemails about this challenge this problem happening at other schools. I cannot I've been able to verify this. I'm trying to make contact with Dr. Troop, the new permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. And I think, Madam Producer, I've watched to try get her one of these days. We're trying to make contact with her. But to start with the parents, on a buy things everywhere you go on the road. I can't forget, I was downtown some years ago and see somebody, she had a baby in her hand. And of course the baby, children they mess up themselves. And the lady just take her rag, which was right at the corner there, wipe up her child and everything, and then she just took out the butter and the cheese and proceeded to cut. And then the person just walk up and buy the butter and cheese and go and say away. Right? And that is why what happened yesterday happened. Right? And I see it even coming to work in the mornings. My God, man, make a little tea for yourself if I look a bush. You have to be stopping on the road. And we talk about things are hard in Jamaica. But as you leave work, you have to line up and buy one this, buy one that. Come on, man. And the children are not learning to prepare natural food for themselves. They have to buy everything. And I've been advised that we must take care and watch it with those processed foods. We have to be very careful. I'm going to suggest that parents, please, I say it on this program before, education is not just about learning English, chemistry, and physics. In my time, we would have that problem, No. As fool as we did be, I run call a fool. They used to tell us if you see man on road, careful because of black heart, man are take for a man. So when you see man on road, you don't know them, you take bush. You go on a bush, you're not going to run to them. Nowadays, you are telling me children are going to buy sweetie from somebody who they don't know? Really? Parents, you have a responsibility to train your young people. And when you don't do it, you put the blame on the school. So the parents, you have a responsibility It's better. When you have money, $100 can make one little sandwich or something, give your picnic for go to school. But don't, some of them too big, they're not carrying lunch to school. Really? Me carry my lunch today. Me blend up my something, I have it in my bag, and me a big old man. Right? Me not buy the last time I bought a drink, you see, is $1,000 for it. I don't think it cost me. All I use is one banana, little milk and oats, and I don't think it cost me $100. So we need to go back to those old time days and how we practice and how we do things. So the parents have a responsibility. The school also has a responsibility. No child should go through the gate to purchase anything on the road. And in my time, there's a thing called caning, you see. But everybody have human rights and say, okay, I can't touch nobody. But guess what? We never did mind the caning, because guess what? If the kids were afraid of caning, they would nearly lose them life yesterday. Right? But students can't talk, teachers can't talk to students again, and they might run things. And then all you hear about the students' rights. And you're going to hear somebody say, it's human rights, they have a right to go and buy what they want to buy. Well, if they have a right to buy what they want to buy, you see, well, you have a right to lose your life early. But the fact is, we can't give that kind of responsibility to children, because with rights come responsibilities. And a poor little picnic is not in the position to make certain decisions for themselves. So, schools, principals, take charge. No student should be able to go through the gate, and anybody go through the gate should pay for it. And vendors should come on the compound and sell. You select how many vendors, make sure they have food handlers permit. They stay on the compound, and no child is allowed to go outside. They're just simple solutions, Little boss, it cost us probably 60 deaths yesterday for us to understand, to read the policy. Jamaica run like a little puppy show. No, man, we can't run things so like a little puppy show business. Mr. Prime Minister, my good friend, the Minister of Education, I know you mean well. All of you, first you need to run properly in our country is your home. And after that, your schools. Right now, the schools seem to pick, seems as if they are run things. So, we have to change. I spend enough time on that. There's some good news here that we're going to have an electrification program in Westmoreland. I'll probably talk more about that later. People in Yallas, you should have water by this. I made contact with the Water Commission. That a damaged pipe main out there in Yallas, and they were working on it until late. That should be okay by this. In Harbour View, I would love to hear why that sewer main got damaged. Is it that when it was the road was being constructed, we didn't plan properly? Well, I don't know if they have finished working on the road at Harbour View, but those who are heading that way, you can probably take some pictures, send it to me, and let me know what is happening in that area. But if you're going to St. Thomas, you have to drive through Harbour View, of course. Make sure you leave in time, because you could have some delay. Now, before I go, take a break. The abuse and the fights continue in our schools. That is easy to deal with. You have some criminals in our schools. A school is not a place for criminals. Simple solution, they have to be removed. Simple as that. And don't tell me rubbish about the right to education. The children who are attending the school have a right to safety. And if there are criminals in the school who are putting their lives, who are putting other children's lives at stake, then it's that we'll send home those children who are behaving themselves, and let the bad ones stay, or the bad ones have to leave. You can't have both of them. All right? Simple. I have some simple solutions, for the society. I don't see why we can't do it, but guess what? Jamaica is lacking strong leadership. You're listening to the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament, Spot On with Vernon Darby. This is Omega Radio, the station of the stars where Jesus Christ is the star. Vernon Darby, your friend, saying to you, let's go and listen as we listen to some music, and then right after that, we go for the break. So come back. Don't move.
What do you think about Jesus?
How about Jamaica? We have to change things.
Jesus.
He's all right.
Here we go right now.
Go on.
He's
All right. All right. All right. Jamaica. From Morn Point to Niggle Point. Come on. Yeah.
You give me Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Now give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. When all my friends forsake me, looks like hope is lost, I call the name of Jesus. In whom my future lies. When my soul is cast down and my way looks dark, he softly come and whisper, child, your future is bright. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Now give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. When all my friends forsake me, looks like hope is lost, I call the name of Jesus. In all my future lies. When my soul is cast down and my way looks dark, he softly come and whisper, child, your future is bright. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening. Oh, every minute of the day. Got to have Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Come now, when my friends are gone, you give me Jesus. I got no food on my table, give me Jesus. I got no shoes on my feet, you give me Jesus. No roof over my head, you give me Jesus. No clothes on my back, you give me Jesus. My parents are gone, give me Jesus. Friends forsake, you give me Jesus. I got no money in my pocket, give me Jesus. Recession in the hill, you give me Jesus. World is living in fear, give me Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Now give me Jesus in the morning, Jesus in the evening, every minute of the day. Gotta have Jesus. He's my reason for living. He's my source of survival. Every minute of the day. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. I give me Jesus. I give me Jesus. Heart pressed on every side. Give me Jesus. I'm cast down. Give me Jesus. Perplexed on every side. Give me Jesus. I've been persecuted, but give me Jesus. I gotta have Jesus. I gotta have Jesus. I gotta have Jesus. Oh, you gotta give me Jesus. Jesus in the morning, yeah. Jesus in the evening, yeah. Jesus in the midnight hour. Gotta have Jesus. I gotta have Jesus.
Mommy, what y'all worry about?
Why worry more when you can pray?
Daddy, move your
He's
from your
on
job, man.
fire.
Move your
So take no thought for the
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, yes, and this is the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament, spot on, where we are spot on. And of course, let me just remind you of the numbers to call: 876-613-9129, 876-613-9129. The toll-free number is 877 494-0253, 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. And you can email me at omegaradio@theomegachurch.com. And of course, coming up right now is Talk Your Talk. And on the line, we have a gentleman. I think we have not talked with him in a very long time. I think it's the first time on the station. I might be right, I might be wrong. And some of you, if you're young enough or old enough, you'll remember him from the days of the National Pantomime. And he's also a singer himself. And whether he likes it or not, he's going to sing one tune today. Listeners, you notice that you don't hear a word from him.
I know. I am just listening for you, Mr. Darby.
Good morning, Mr. Audley Nade. How are you? Great to have you, my brother.
Very, very, very well, thanks, sir. And really, I'm so happy to be on your program.
And guess what? All of us are step up, but God still give you the talent. So, Messiah, you're going to sing a little tune, a nice religious tune for me before you leave here today. But I don't going to start give you trouble so early. But just remind our listeners the area that you're from, because you're going to give us an update basically on those areas, some of the things you're working on, the needs of the community. Plus, you want to mention any national concerns that you have, then fine. Yes, we're talking to Mr. Audley Nane.
Well, Vernon, again, let me say how happy I am to be on your program.
Great to have you, my brother.
This is the first time I'm calling in on your program since you have been at this other station.
Omega Radio.
Right. Because the point is, I must tell you that we have so much in common,
yes.
Vernon. We're going back, way, way back. And
but I tell you, nation, how old I am, my old man.
Right, I'm not going to disclose that. I notice you're telling your audience that I'm a singer, but I'm sure most of them don't know that you're an organist.
I don't.
Yes,
I hardly think anybody know that, yes. Yeah.
And especially, I wanted to say now that I have Pastor Bowen on your station.
Yes.
She happens to live in my community.
Oh, I see. What a mix-up. Listen, pure mix-up.
No, it's not a mix-up. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
Those are facts. She's my very, very, very close neighbor.
Right.
So you have to be very careful, Vernon, what you said about me. Right. Okay, good. I am from the community of Lauriston in Spanish Town. And you know that, you have been to my house maybe one or twice. I don't know how long ago. It's a long, long time.
Long time.
You don't even remember what the area looks like.
No, sir. Yes.
Right. I have been the president, unfortunately, for 33 years. Because nobody wants to take on voluntary service.
That's a national problem.
So every time that the time comes for an election, I'm re-elected. And the truth is, Vernon, I can't say no, because the truth is I live in the community and I want the best for the community.
And by the way, if you slip, there will be many to cut you down.
Oh yes. That is. I'm so glad that you brought that in, because no matter how you try, no matter how you give of yourself, any mishap, you're going to pay dearly for it.
Right.
And people will scorn you like how they did for Jesus, right? They didn't remember the good thing that he did.
No.
But when he was in the hands of the enemy, they rejected him, and I'm sure that will happen. And that will happen to any leader, that is, anyone.
And by the way, don't forget, when they were asked, who you want to have?
Thank you.
All right. Same thing is happening nowadays, you know. Who's the superstar? Right?
We would say it's old time days, but that's old time. It's today. It's
Same way,
current.
same way.
Today.
Give
That's
us
it.
Barnabas.
Yes, yeah, over, yes.
And by the
Over
way,
big man.
suppose Vernon Darby should put up himself as a possible prime minister and a gentleman who is incarcerated for ending the lives of some persons. I guarantee you that if both of us should run as prime minister, he would win. I think we have lost him. We're going to try to get back Mr. Audley Nain, and we're trying to make effort. So you continue to stay with us. This is Talk Your Talk. You're listening to Omega Radio, and we're coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. And we're broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3 right here in Kingston, Jamaica, and also out of Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 FM. And
I see you're having a technical problem.
yes,
man.
we're back. We're back
Yes,
with you
yes.
again. Sorry about that, my friend.
No problem, my brother. That's how it is.
Right.
Well, as I was saying, I'm from Lauriston in Spanish Town, and I have served as the president for that length of time. Still continue to do that, but one of the major problems that we're having in the community, as we speak, Vernon, is the roads. We have absolutely no roads. The roads are atrocious. We have 21 roads in Lauriston, 21. And of the 21, I think one that is a little habitable is one. So we are left with 20 roads that are in a rather deplorable condition. We have nice houses. People really build their houses, and they take pride in building their houses. But the roads, and it's something that I have been talking about for a long time.
Who's the member of parliament?
We have a woman by the name of Miss Denise Daly.
Of course I know.
Daly.
We need to get her one of these days, you know. Yes, I know her.
Right.
Who's the councillor?
We have a Miss Keisha Lewis. And she has been the councillor for 16 years. She became the councillor in 2007. And today, the roads, I think I blame that on her, because I think she lobbied hard enough.
No, you can't blame her.
I'm saying to you, I'm just saying that's my word, not her.
Well, I am telling
my
you,
word.
the people
Because
don't mind.
I think if we had her at quite a few of our meetings, and we have asked her if she can even try to fix one road per year. That's not asking of too much.
But guess what? Remember I tell you this. If the people are not happy with what is happening, should not be there still. So you don't blame her.
Well, yes. Well, I'm not blaming her. But, Mr. Darby, if you're working at Omega and you can make a change, you do it. Because let me tell you something. If you are as Martin
It's not politics around here, do you know? So don't you may not comparison. You have business.
No, but if Martin Luther, if you're a street cleaner, you must be the best. And I think if I was a politician and I get the support of the people, I would be in turn supporting them. And this happens in both political parties.
That's why you're not. That's why you're not a politician.
Right. So am I. Because I don't think the politicians really take seriously their constituents that they represent.
But remember, I tell you, it is the people who don't take it seriously. You see, you know why you're president so long? Because you want to. Because they don't care.
Exactly.
Nobody's going to come out that role.
No.
And I will tell you, if tomorrow you decide you're going to resign, I guarantee you it's dead. Yeah, they'll find fault with it. Same thing with the roads. If the people decide and say the roads must be fixed, and if it's not fixed, then somebody is going to pay for it dearly.
Yeah.
Votes are important, you know. But let me tell you, it's one of the poorest areas in Jamaica are some of the most committed, have some of the most committed people to a particular party. It's a fact of life.
It's true.
The other people don't care.
You know, it is very it's very sad though, because
very sad.
you know, you whether or not you elect people to look over your need, There are certain things that I must tell you that in the community, our water situation is very good. Our street
What?
light, I think,
I hope NWC is listening. What? Water situation is good?
Because let me tell you something. I'm really like, I don't stop. Whenever there is a problem, I go at it.
Right.
And that's why when we meet every first Sunday,
Yeah.
we discuss issues that are affecting the community. But we can since we can get to Water Commission, we can get to the JPSCO, or not the phone services, because the phone services are very, very good. Both, you can, on a daily basis, you will see the both companies walking in the area, soliciting help, their people to join them or to move from one to the other.
Yeah.
So, it's on a daily basis. Our garbage collection is excellent. Excellent. Right? So I'm talking about
Mr.
all
Gordon,
the other things.
Mr. Gordon, the chief garbage man.
Yes, or the Gordon, yes.
They're
Because
commending you,
the truth
my
is,
friend.
I must tell you that, Mr. Darby, I have a number to Mr. Gordon. And any minute that the truck doesn't come for a week, I call him. And he dispatches the service
Immediately.
truck to the area.
Because, let me tell you, the problem with the garbage collection is you're not fully computerized. And when you have an operation right across the island, you have to depend on persons to provide feedback.
Right. Right. So you see, those are the areas that, but as I said before, our major challenge is our roads. Because we can't, at first we went in, we tried to see if we could work with the people and get money to, and we asked each person on each street if they could help by buying material, but it's a very expensive thing.
Well, guess what?
So
if you start doing that,
standing.
government might get smart. I say you don't need us.
Right, no. If we could do that, we'd have done it.
Yes,
we can't.
yes.
We have tried it. The signs in the community is another problem.
The signs, as a road
Right.
signs.
The road signs, there's maybe one or two that is still up. And we, as an association, we went out and we tried to get help. We did have fundraising. We put up a few of the signs. Before we could finish putting them up, they were taken down by the what you call the scrap metal people. Right, so now we have to be finding an innovative way of finding a way where we can make the concrete signs, but you can't use them there. But we need still...
Careful, may you talk too early?
No, it is true. I'm just talking the truth.
Yeah, they might,
I'm on your program to talk the truth and
but
nothing
guess
but the
what?
truth.
You say you put up the concrete one, and they might soon
Well,
move
we
that.
see, because I don't think they will want it. They may deface it, but I think to take it, they won't.
All right. We will
Right.
see.
They will be
This is
it's
Jamaica.
possible,
This is
but-
Jamaica land we live in. It's amazing. It is
And,
just
you know,
amazing.
Mr. Darby, I want to commend you because I want to say to you, your medium, you are looking for community development.
Oh, yes.
And you have started it from you were elsewhere. You're always inviting people from communities to call you in to discuss issues. And then you also speak to the member of parliament, you speak to the councillors, and whoever you can speak to, because
Yes,
that's one of the things that the media in Jamaica is lacking. You have now brought a lot of the communities on stream, and it's so very, very good. And I'm use this opportunity to say other communities, use your program, because your program is very wide and it can garner some very strong support.
And if I get the support, I can do more.
Yes.
Yes.
If they call you, I'm sure you will have the ways and the means of.
Yes.
I think when I said to you, ask me who is the member of parliament, and I told you, you said you will have to get her.
Never.
I told you who the council. You said you'll have to get her. And those
I
are
don't worry, when
important.
I'm talking with you, you'll never hear me say on radio. All the MPs listening, and that's the end of it.
I know, but you see, when you call them up,
Yes.
Mr. Darby, when you call them up, in fairness, you may call one or two times and they refused. But the third time, and especially when we are
If they refuse,
election,
the good Lord help them. Listen. They
no,
like,
when we are
they
in
come
an
like
election mode, trust me, everybody wants to come and share their thing, you know. So therefore, it's a good time right now to start imploring them that if you don't do better, then don't come to us. You know.
As a
I
matter,
think that's how we should really approach it.
as a matter of fact, me a troublemaker, you know. You realize when I'm talking to you, I'm calling her right now.
I would don't mind it. I would love to share my thoughts with her.
But no, you won't be able to because I'm calling her from my phone. And
Okay.
I hope she has the same number. You'll probably hear it ringing.
I heard.
But you know, she probably in
Remember
Parliament.
today's Parliament.
But let it ring.
Have reached the voicemail box of 1-8.
Yes, she probably is. All right.
And maybe she's in Parliament.
So,
But I'm sure you can approach her another time because, you know,
I
it's
will.
important. The people in the communities, especially the main road into the community.
yes.
It is so very, very bad. Very, very bad.
What's the name of the main road?
The main road is Kimberly Drive. Kimberly. And the other main entrance is Bonnie Blue Flag Boulevard. That was recently...
Bonnie View what?
Bonnie Blue Flag.
Oh, Bonnie Blue
All the
Flag.
names were after the developer, Racehorse. He was a racehorse developer in the...
But let me ask you something. You're sure that all these roads have been handed over to the parish council? Or?
Yes, I don't think they are.
That's part of the problem, you know.
No, but Mr. Darby, but I still have a problem where that is concerned. Because the truth about it, every single soul that lives on each of these roads or in other community that is not taken over by the parish council, you still have to pay your taxes.
Yeah, but guess what? The problem is if a private developer develops an area and it's not done to the specifications of the parish council, they're not going to take it over.
I know, but that we're talking about in the early 50s.
It don't matter, you know. No matter.
No, but then, Mr. Darby, are you saying to me, I understand the point that you're making, but I'm saying to you, these are areas, a lot of them. In fact, most of Jamaica development has never taken over by the parish council.
Yeah,
Never,
but
most of them.
it means
Even to a survey.
let me tell you what needs to be done now. The citizens need to take charge. So if you're going to buy a house in an area, you must make sure that part of your contractual agreement is that when you're going to pay your final payment, everything must be sorted out. The sewage system, everything must be handed over.
That's a house, Mr. Darby.
No, we're talking about
That's a house. When you're coming to an area and buy a piece of land, at the point when you see, if you want to live in Lauriston, and you happen to drive through and you see a piece of land, or you ask, how can I get this? And you buy the truth about it, Mr. Darby, you're not going to inquire whether the land.
Good, I can't tell you. That's why this program is important. The first thing you do, you must work with a lawyer. And the lawyer.
They do.
No, hold on. And not only should you work with a lawyer, you must ask the right question. And the lawyer can ascertain that. You see, when you're going to spend your money to buy a house, the largest amount of money you'll ever spend, you need to know, for example, is the sewage system being run by the NWC? And I'm telling you, you have some areas that are having major problems because the NWC said they're not going to take it over because of the way the thing is structured. Some of them are looked after by private individuals, and they just can't manage. So if you're going to buy, that's why we have a program called Real Estate. You know, let me tell you something. If more persons listen to this program and see, remember they're not teaching civics in most schools. They start off, it's something that I've really lobbied for years now. Therefore, you know your physics, your chemistry, your mathematics, but there are basic things to live that we don't know. So, for example, if you go and buy a plot of land, you need to find out how many persons live there. Will JPS supply the area with electricity? 1. 2. The roads. Who is responsible for the roads? And if you can ascertain who's, and it's easy, you know, you go to the parish council, because don't forget, when you're going to build a house, it's supposed to be passed by the parish council. So your lawyer should check out all of these things. Check out, for example, if there's any caveat on the land, that kind of thing. These are due diligence things that you need to check out when you're going to buy property. That's why we have this program, and I guess why I've made many mistakes, so that's why probably I'm one of the best person to be in this program.
I understand. I know that one.
Yes.
Anyway, but the point I'm making, Vernon, a little person like Pastor Bowen,
right,
buying a piece of land in because I used her as an example.
Right.
She buying a piece of land in Lauriston, and you live here, you love here. You're not going to go. What you want to ensure that the land that you're buying, and the facility, because we have proper light, as I said before, we have proper water, we have all the amenities, we have roads. You know, the roads were in perfect condition when I came here 33 years ago, 35 years ago. The roads were perfect.
By the
I
way,
must tell you.
and I'm going to change my point. You have
No, but
to
I
ensure.
heard what you said.
Have
But
to
I
ensure.
want to tell
Marky,
you,
we don't know that here. We don't know.
the lack of maintenance.
But I'm
that
saying
is
to you,
our
help me
problem.
out. Check to find out, because I'm going to need the information. You said it to me to find out who is responsible for the roads there. That's very crucial.
Yes, it is crucial.
Yeah.
It is crucial.
But guess what
But I'm
now?
fine.
We're coming now to the end, you see? And I haven't heard Orlean sing in many, many years. You're going to leave the show singing one of your favorite, but that
I
never
wonder which
spoke
one
of
that is.
anyone.
Oh my God.
You don't back up, says you alone.
You
No,
just
go,
at the beginning of the
start.
program.
Just start. Oh, you had enough time to practice. So
All right. I must have the Savior with me, for I dare not walk alone. I must feel His presence near me, and His arms around the throne. Then my soul shall fear no ill. Let Him lead me where He will. I will go without a murmur, and His footsteps follow Him.
next verse.
Oh my God! No,
Continue.
just
No,
first.
just
Sorry, I
continue.
thought
Just
you were
continue.
at the
No,
end of
just
the
continue.
program.
Just continue. If you don't spoil it.
Halle, halle, hallelujah,
Hallelujah. Thank you very much, Orlean.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
And you are still a great singer. I hope that persons do call you and ask you to sing. You have a wonderful voice, sing very strong
Thank you
and
very
powerful.
much for having me.
You are getting.
Thank you.
See how you get big clap. You're getting older, but the voice still sound young and fresh. Take care. That's Audley Nain from Launceston there in Spanish Town. Of course, you're listening to Omega Radio. Gonna go for some more music now and go for the break. You continue to stay with us. Vernon Darby saying, don't move.
Things already better. Things already better.
Welcome back. Yes, you're listening to Jamaica Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting on the FM band right here from Kingston at 89.1 and 89.3 in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9. And of course, you can listen to us on the internet, and you can also download the program on your you can download the. All right, my listener, sorry about that. I tell you what, let's now go for the next feature. And of course, yes, we now have Your Health, Your Wealth coming up right now after this. All right, we have Dr. Lillian Johnson on the line. Good afternoon. Doc, how are you?
Hi, Vernon.
My
How are you?
friend.
I'm fine, thank you.
Boy, before I even tell you good afternoon, I have to bombard you with this one. And I think you know what I'm going to talk about.
But let me hear.
Can you imagine? I gather over 60 odd children were sold these sweets. And they took ill and had to be taken to an hospital yesterday. You heard about it, right?
Yes, I heard about it. It made news this morning. In fact, a colleague and I were actually talking about it.
Yes.
And you know, it is a form of inducing some form of addiction to the product, apparently, so that the children would come back and order more. Apparently, the THC level, which is the component.
Let me just caution you there, because that is on the package, the wrapping. But as far as I know, they haven't carried out the tests as yet to ascertain what is in that sweet.
That may be true, but I mean, it's whatever is in it,
yes.
Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
It must be built there for a purpose. So,
yes,
I mean,
yes.
As you rightfully said, let us wait until the results are out.
Yeah, the reason for that, you see, because there's word on the ground that it's not just that drug alone, that the other addictive drug that's in it. So I'll wait to hear what they say. But the fact is, this is something I've been talking about in terms of products that are not tamper-proof. And sweeties fall into that category also.
Yeah.
But I can't understand, Boy, I'm glad me grow up fool, Yes, man. Me grow up fool in a country with that Chilani. Then tell you, say if it's a stranger man, a black heart man, a take away man, so you them you take bush, you run Ghana bush. Then tell us, say, do not eat from anybody or buy anything you don't know, because next thing you know, well, we never used to buy food from anybody at all, because until we say, so them people believe in our beer. And when things not sell, they find our beer man and then drop all kind of something at their food. We know the stories about people who love who and what is done. It seems to me that we have now become, I say, probably some say a modern society. I say a modern society. And these things that they used to teach us before might seem stupid and backward, but praise Lord for my mother, Miss Zina Fisher, God bless you. Big Dad said, me grow up fool. And guess what? Big Dad say, the guava switch never ramp. Because in looking back, I'd prefer the guava switch than end up taking those things. And next thing I wouldn't have no life. The guava switch never kill me.
You see, the other thing, Vernon, another take-home point from this too is that, we as parents should actually look into allowing our children to bring more prepared foods from home to school. This saves on the pocket and also saves on what the child is picking up from outside.
Yes.
And it's better. It's better. You can easily monitor and track the child's health than depending are waiting until something like this happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So is a number of things that we can take home from this, and I'm sure that whosoever is involved with the investigations and those planning will actually be looking at all sort of ramifications and from all different angles here, you know. But it's a wake up call. It's a wake up call. We definitely we just have to
All
be
right.
praying for our children.
I'm going to ask you to lift your voice a bit. You're coming a bit low. Mm-hmm.
I'm not certain. The phone itself is I'm not certain if it's the phone or it's the line.
Yes.
But are you hearing me a little better now?
Yeah,
Or
a
it's
little
still
better.
low?
Right. Uh-huh.
Okay then. All right. Yeah.
But it.
Yes, and so.
Uh-huh. But can you
Yeah, so-
imagine if they had put poison into that thing? What is a form of poison? They ask me. We could have had a situation where probably 60 or more children would have been lost just like that.
Exactly.
But
So,
you know
I
what is
mean,
you know what is interesting though? You look at all
Uh-huh.
the paper this morning, and I'll show you what is priority. The headline is "All for Nothing: Ex-gangster believes Brian Cody sentence is too light, not worth risk of testifying." Next one: Woman under the gun in bloody start to October. Right?
mhm.
You notice all the importance of the children? No, sir. No, sir. Not, I don't know, probably it's hidden on some page here. But that should be headline news this morning so the whole nation can see it and parents and everybody can see it. No. The criminal them
My
are them up front nowadays, master. Everything about the criminal them how much year they get. Then look
Exactly.
at the least concern I have right now. Then could I give them 50, 60 years for all like here.
Yes, because right now we want to know what's happening to our children.
Exactly.
Because,
Exactly.
you know,
Youngsters.
right?
And you're telling
Because-
me nobody has put that should be on the headline this morning so every single Jamaican would wake up.
Well,
Let me
well,
be able to selfie here.
well, to be honest with you, those listening to this program, I'm sure will take that into serious consideration as, in fact, top priority for the rest of this week.
Let me tell you
You know.
something, Dr. Johnson. If somebody was hit down or murdered, I would have numerous pictures to show this morning. Yet you have a gentleman who, it is clear, based on reports I'm getting, they were aware that he was selling things to the children. They were aware that he was not known. And if you are selling things to the children and you are not known, the principal should have been advised immediately. So I'm going to ask you, those sellers at the gate are also to be blamed. The parents are to be blamed also. Or them go up on the picnic to too much licky and yummy. Right? First, when I leave, when I country, no, master, I go to somebody who all in the hungry and bust your shot, you know. You want something to eat? No, I'm okay. Right?
Yes.
The school also should have, the principal should have been informed immediately. Pictures should have been taken of that man, even the street. I'm sure everybody have phone, but if somebody dead now, accident or something like that, or murder, the amount of pictures you'd have circulating, and that man has gone scot free. Can you imagine that?
Well, Vernon, I sense your passion in this, and you know, I'm just awaiting for final results for the investigations to be concluded, and for us to hear what actually took place, what actually was in those products, and the person or the persons involved, to hear what is going to happen to them, because I'm sure that after this, a number of things will be done differently in terms of, you know, vending near the premises of schools in general. I'm sure it's not just that school, but it's going to be for the entire school nation in Jamaica.
Yes.
Right? So, you know, let's us see and hear what actually happens now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I'm very interested to figure out what happened and what is going to happen.
Well, let me tell you, unless persons out there help me, because sometimes these things will slip me, it could be another 9-day wonder. That's what normally happens, you know. So that's what normally happens.
Well, we'll mark this in the calendar, and we'll see how history absolves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, know that I don't get it off my chest. I don't talk to you because I'll be on it. And if I'm alive all next 20, 30 years, I'll be mentioning it again. Back to you, sir, because I show you have your thing, but I had to Not because the papers didn't make that story the headline, I had to make it the headline today.
Well, Vernon, this is what we call catharsis. So, you just have to get it off your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Just get it off your chest. Just like me, Vernon, I want to get this off my chest. This topic that we have been on, all right? I want to conclude the topic on diabetes, because we have learned what diabetes
Yes.
is, what are the risk factors. We have learned how it is that the different complications progress. But what we need to know really also, and that is also very important, is how it is that we treat it, how it is that the doctors treat it, and how it is that our patients, how it is that you or your loved one who may be going through this illness can better manage the elevated blood sugar readings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we have learned that diabetes is really an uncontrolled level of blood sugar, right? And especially in the form of glucose. So if it is too high and it is not reduced or not controlled or properly controlled, we have learned different complications. No. The two main kinds that we had discussed were type 1 and type 2. Once you go into the doctor's office and the doctor says, all right, and the tests or results come in and you have been labeled as having type 1 diabetes,
Yes.
the mainstay is really through insulin replacement, because the head of the pancreas, which contains the beta cells, which actually is involved in production of insulin, is interfered with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really insulin replacement. Now, type 2 diabetes, which is the vast majority of the population who have this, tend to have is as a result of what we call insulin sensitivity problems.
Yes.
So you may be placed on oral medication, all right, like a metformin and so forth, which is the first line.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I want our listeners to understand is that the medication is not the full stop. It is just a comma, meaning that it does not end with just medication. There are a number of things that we can do, Vernon, to improve the level of blood sugar which is in our blood, for those of us who are either pre-diabetic or also who are already diagnosed as
Yes.
diabetics, right? And the simple two categories are diet and exercise. Diet and exercise.
Diet.
Because our diet
Mm-hmm.
and
exercise.
Right. And when we talk about the diet for a diabetic person, what we want to emphasize is that we want to reduce the carbohydrate load, because it is within these substances, when it is broken down, there's liberation of the glucose in the bloodstream.
Because the carbohydrates is converted to sugar or simple sugars that
right.
we can absorb.
Simple sugars. Right. So if we can cut down this high density of carbohydrates, we are going to cut down the amount
Yes.
of sugar that is going to be broken, that is going to be...
By the way, I have a suggestion,
broken.
They should have a
Mm-hmm.
standard for meal, and it should be by law, that when you order lunch, you should have so much starch, so much vegetables, and so on. I love to see that.
Well, I guess this is going to be a multidisciplinary approach.
Yes.
By everybody, right? What we want to also emphasize also is that the diet should be at least 1/2 a plate filled with vegetables, right? And also a good quality fats or oils, mainly those of the omega-3s and 6s, or the omega-3 plus 6s, right? And
Yes.
also a small portion of protein. Why is it that we have introduced this? This is basically a ketogenic diet, whereby which whenever the carb source is low, the body is going to start searching for forms of sugar. And because the sugar is low now, Vernon,
Yes.
the next best form of energy extraction is from your fats.
Oh,
So
from
in
the
other
fat.
words, so the body now is going to start searching for the lipids, the fat, to be burnt off.
Mhm.
So that is how we can help to reduce the carb load. One, it is going to be a small amount of sugars will be released in the bloodstream, and as a result of that, whenever the sugars will be sought after, it will be going and attacking the fat deposits. And as we'll learn about the fat now, or the adipose deposition is what also contributes to the insulin sensitivity being affected.
Oh, I
Right?
see.
Right. Now, how exercise comes in.
Hold on.
is
So that is
very-
why they will say one time they was about the big belly man, you look like you have money, so that's not something to be proud about again.
No,
Mhm.
no, because once you have that line or that waist circumference increasing, that is when it's pointing out that look, there is a metabolic syndrome going on where we have increased amount of cholesterol, the blood sugar is being affected, the blood pressure is being affected, and the blood sugar is being affected.
Yes.
So there's a conglomerate of these activities that's taking place. Now, how is it that the exercise actually affects our blood sugar now? No, this exercise actually improves the insulin sensitivity, right? Because what it does now is that whenever you put your muscles to work, the muscles need a form of energy, and as we already discussed, that the primary source of energy is coming from our blood sugar, which is the glucose. So when you do more physical activities, you're increasing the movement of these sugars that's in the blood to our muscles, so it can be burnt up and utilized as energy. And then when that happens now, Vernon, there is a 30 to 40% improvement in your blood sugar readings, right? So let us say that you had a blood sugar reading. Let's say in the mornings you would get up and it would measure 6.5.
Yes.
Right? 6.5 is not good because that would be in the pre-diabetic range, right? So once you start doing exercise,
What is good?
over
What's a
time-
good level?
Well, for fasting, right? You want it to be between 4.5 to 5.6. Once you touch between 5.7 and 6.9, right? In your fasting, you're pre-diabetic. You're not really a diabetic, but there's great concern because that can switch over anytime into food.
If you're on medication and you are getting reading of say 6, would you be concerned?
Well, if it's a fasting blood sugar and it is 6 is not bad. 6 is not bad, but you still want to aim within the normal range.
Right.
And so what we would do now is to check our HbA1c to see how it is that for the past 3 months, how it is that the blood sugar readings have done. The HbA1c is basically a bookkeeping, a recording of your blood sugar readings for the past 3 months. So you can actually know how it is that your blood sugars have been for the previous 3 months.
Yes.
Right. So coming back now. So let us say that the blood sugar reading.
And by the way, the A1C test, as you call it, that's a test, a blood test at the.
Yes, it's a blood test. Right. Because on the blood cell, the blood actually can attach itself to the hemoglobin, which is the part that is responsible for iron, for taking up oxygen, right? And that now attaches itself, and then now the blood test actually reads what percentage of it is taken up by this protein that's attached to the red blood cell, right? So that means that there can be an improvement from 6.5 to 4 to 4.5 over time, and that is just by exercise alone. And the thing too, Vernon, is that whenever you exercise, the effect of the blood sugar lowering ability or capability lasts up to 48 hours.
Oh.
Right? So if you so let us say you do a good dose of exercise today, the effect of the blood sugar lowering abilities actually can last for the following day and going over into the other day. Right? So that is how very important it is. Now, there are different forms of exercise that persons would take or would take upon themselves. And you have the light to moderate intensity. We call it aerobic exercises, whereby which for example, you can take a quick stroll, a leisurely stroll in the park, or you walk fast. it's not consuming a lot of your energy, so you can do a little bit of chit chat here and there.
Yeah.
That form of energy, that form of exercise actually burns fats more than sugars. But once we move over into the anaerobic form of exercise, which is the more intense form, such as jogging, it's going to be using sugars or the glucose as the primary source
Right.
of energy, right? So we have exercises that help to reduce the weight and exercises that will help in reducing the blood sugar content. And the other form also is when you do heavy like weightlifting
Yes.
and these kinds of exercises that build the mass of the muscle. Because when you build more muscle mass, you're going to increase the availability for more sugars to be attached. So that means the body has more potential of removing more sugars from the body, right? Now, there are different there are different theories as to how that the exercise actually improves the blood sugar readings. And one of the main reasons is that it improves the insulin resistance as a result of the uncontrolled blood sugar, right? So weight loss. So we have understood that how the weight loss actually improves in the movement or the capturing of these blood sugar molecules from the bloodstream inside the muscle where it is needed. The exercise, Vernon, actually reduces inflammation. I remember we talked previously how inflammation is the major cause of our non-communicable chronic illnesses.
Right.
Right. And we have chemicals that are produced in the body that actually spells or actually tells us that, look here, inflammation is going on. And these are called inflammatory markers. And some of them are like interleukins 6 and the C-reactive protein. These are just fancy names of molecules that are released once you have inflammation sprouting up in the body, right? Now, the good thing is that when we do these forms of exercise, they produce antioxidants and anti-inflammatory substances that goes against these inflammatory markers and suppresses it, right? And
we only have a minute left, Doc.
Right. So whenever we start exercising, Vernon, we actually help the body in producing these anti-inflammatory
right
substances, and these inflammatory substances are what's also needed in the process of formation of plaques or deposits in the bloodstream that helps to reduce the blood flow. So it's apart from it reducing the blood sugars in the body, it actually improves the vascularity, it improves blood vessel movement, it improves blood flow and so forth. It also produces nitric oxide, which helps in the dilatation of these blood vessels, so that more blood can reach the organs whenever needed. Right. So, Vernon, the take home from this, you see, is that it's not just taking pills. There are a number of things that we can do. It's simple. You don't have to purchase any fancy equipment. It's right there at home. It's right there in the kitchen. Reducing the carb load, improving the quantity of your green vegetables.
Right.
We call them the cruciferous vegetables because
we have to go now, though.
Offer now.
Right.
They offer a very powerful antioxidant chemical called glutathione. And glutathione is one of those what we call master.
We definitely have to go to that because we're out of time. Right. So thank you very much. What I remember is that the medication is not a full stop. It's just a comma. So we need to do what we need to do. Thank you very much, Dr. Leland Johnson. Just remind us very quickly how we can make contact with you.
Right. I'm located at 14 Caledonian Road, Mandeville. Telephone number 7911090. Urgent Care Center, 39 Ward Avenue, 207-1644.
Thank you very much, my brother. All the best. Dr. Leland Johnson, you're listening to Omega Radio. This is the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. Spot on. I'm Vernon Darby. So come back. Don't move.
rock of ages that never ever ends. I have a Father who will never ever fail me. I have a Father who will never ever fail me. Jesus is my Father, He will never ever fail me. The rock of ages never ever fail. Lift Him up higher, lift Him up higher. The Lord is good, I will lift Him up higher. Everywhere I go, I will lift Him up higher. Jehovah kachasema dulile, onye kerua kachasema dulile. Lift Him, I lift Him, I lift Him high, 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 high. Lift Him, I lift Him, I lift Him high, 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 high. Adore you, adore you. I put no one before you. Exalt you, exalt you. I put no one before you, Father. Never fail. I have a Father who will never ever fail me. Jesus is my Father, He will never ever fail me. So rock of ages, never, never. I will praise Him every day. I will praise the Lord. I will praise Him every day. I will praise the Lord. Clap your hands and praise Him. Jump around and praise Him. Wave your hands and praise Him. Dance like David, dance like David. Jehovah has the final say. Jehovah turn my life around. Jehovah turn my life around. Well, He makes a way where there seems no way. Jehovah has the final say. Jehovah, You are the Most High. You are the Most High God. You are the Most High. You are the Most High God. You are the Most High. Nobody great. You are the Most High God. My forever friend, I love you, Jesus. You've been so good to me, and I adore you.
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. We are broadcasting on the FM band from Kingston at 89.1 and 89.3. In Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 FM. Also, we are taking your calls, so make sure that you give us a call if you want to talk to us. Yes, it's 876-613-9129. That is 876-613-9129. Toll-free number is 877-494-0253. The international number to call is 954-900-4310. That is 954-900-4310. You could also email me at omegaradio@theomegachurch.com. All right? Make sure you got all of that right. Okay, coming up right now is Consumer Talk. And of course, the man who is pretty experienced with lots of knowledge to share. And I've always said, young people sometimes don't think you're bright, I don't know everything, but let me tell you something. The whole of folks, them, it's good to listen to them. And we are getting quite a number of mature persons to come into this station who can share valuable information. The kind of information that you're not going to get in the classroom. No, these persons have been there and they have done that. So we're going to encourage parents to, when the children are coming home in the evening or in the afternoons, tell them to listen to this program on radio. It's civics on air. And for parents, there's plenty of information. Workers at the workplace, listen to the show. There's quite a bit to learn. Good afternoon, Mr. Travis Summers. How are you this afternoon, my brother?
I am pretty fine, sir. Pretty fine this afternoon.
Trevor.
Yes, sir.
The man, they say, when they are country, I'm sure you know them term. They say, what sweet you, we sour you.
We sour you, of course.
Yeah, man, they say, when what? When
trouble come, shell not blow. You know what the shell was? When they used to blast stones, on the roadside, when they're building road,
yes, they
used to have a conch shell that a man used to blow, and you must take out yourself because the dynamite going to go off.
Oh,
yes. So that's one of the things.
That's where the shell come from.
No, the shell usually one of them. I think the Maroons used to blow. They still blow their shells and support. They know that when the sound come out, exactly what is happening. It used to be a means of communication.
I was talking about the rocks and using dynamite and so on. The wires that they used, after they finished using them, that rural folks used to use them and make these trinket boxes or whatever you call it.
Really?
Yes, man. And they used to use it and make, I don't know, that creativity, we seem to have lost it. But the big news yesterday, Trevor.
Yes.
Although I noticed that in the papers, that's not news. The criminals continue to take over the headlines. They must be proud of themselves. When they pick up the newspaper, they realize that their names are being mentioned.
Of course, and the media and whatever they have these days.
Yes.
Prominent man,
They are quite prominent in the society.
Yes.
Can you just imagine the young people when they see all those names? They said, boy, I'd love my name to be mentioned like that too.
So therefore, him do something.
Yeah, man. Because that incident, and if you heard about that incident where I gather over 60 students had to be taken to the hospital.
Well, up to today, some were still in hospital, because there was one fellow who seemed to have had a big dose of it. I don't know if he had more than one of the sweets. But it's not the first it has happened, That's happened before at another school. But I don't think it was as bad as this one, because obviously somebody got wind of it and, and took it away or something like that. But it's not the first. And some of the things that they sell by the roadside, by the school gate, some of them are laced with marijuana, some of those homemade stuff.
But guess what? Marijuana is one thing. I am waiting to hear the results of those tests because there's argument on the road that some of those sweeties were laced with Molly.
Well,
so we'll have to wait on the test to see.
Every now and then a new one come up. Remember one time it was LSD.
Yes.
Back further a couple of years ago, and then another one came up, and now it seemed to be the Molly.
By the way, I'm one of those who believe, I know you're going to get to your topic there, I don't want to cover too much, but I'm one of those who believe that when you have dangerous persons in the society, when you're trying to get these youngsters addicted to these things, you are a terrorist. And there's one way to deal with them, I believe, in putting you away permanently. Because you have no use to the society. Unless, of course, God touch you, and it is shown that you have the ability to be rehabilitated. But to give you probably 10 years and put you back out in the society means therefore the trouble is back in the society.
Yes, that's some people will never be rehabilitated no matter what you do with them. They're just born that way, and that's how they are.
But can you imagine 60 children could have died yesterday or more?
60 odd children
could have died yesterday.
Yes, as I say, it's not the first it has happened in another school and some other things that they lace
I don't want to take up too much of your time because you only have about 15 minutes left. But that's a consumer matter.
It's a consumer matter, and it's a consumer matter.
But since we're on that now, you would have put that script for next week. Hear this now. It shows that we are losing out. Parents used to indoctrinate your children about what to buy and what not to buy. You don't just go on the road and just buy things. Now you're coming down, you see persons driving them fancy SUVs. I'm sure they are top executives in companies. As soon as they leave their house, they have to stop and buy a little orange, buy a little that on the road. But something is going wrong with us. When you're going home in the evenings, for example, you can't even pass there on Oxford, where you call it now, Trafalgar Road there and Hope Road. People are lining up to buy a little this and buy a little that.
And blocking the traffic sometimes too,
Sometimes.
Traffic, yes.
Exactly. And you don't know what they're putting in these things.
You don't know. There was a time when a lot of people used to sell on the road. I don't know if you remember the little candy boxes.
Yes, man.
Yes, that they used to sell candies and homemade candies and so forth into. But those were good, because nobody ever knew about drugs and so forth. And nobody would have thought of putting that thing into.
And in those days, they used to have hawkers and peddlers.
Hawkers and peddlers, yes. You have to have a license.
But don't anybody just sell?
I think everybody does go sell now, because hawker and peddler's license is supposed to be one of the things that they use. Especially those people who used to walk up the lane and sell things. They used to sell the not ice cream, but what do you call it, snowball, back and front, and this other thing that they used to sell.
That's snowball.
Yes.
Back and front.
Back and front, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so therefore, but nobody, I don't have heard about anybody got sick through that. I remember my mother was a first-class candy maker, and she, I know how she did it.
The only thing they were concerned about, is those persons who believe in hobby and all them stuff, and they think that selling they probably get some oil of this and oil of that.
That's what I hear.
Lord have mercy.
Yes, but some of the things that you talk about schools, though, I hope the parents realize that this month, October, they have to be prepared to pay the exam fees for C6. So therefore, I hope they didn't eat up all the money during the holidays, because it would be hard for a child to spend so much of the nights, sleepless nights, and go to school and come to almost to the end of it now, and here they can't take the subjects that they want. So therefore, I hope you have put the money down, because sooner or later the principal or whoever it is in charge of the exam going to come to you for the exam fees.
Right.
So therefore, I hope you can have it. Some children have it and put it down already. But one of the things that bother me sometimes, that when you hear the results of the exams, you hear that some people did not take the exams although the fees were paid. And some of these are people who have been sponsored by...
Well, NCB had a challenge, because NCB was assisting in terms of payment, and they had to, I gather that they had to change the policy.
Yes, that's supposed some of them pay now after you pass the exam. But many of them, the children have been paid for, and they are capable of taking the exam, and they don't turn up examination morning. What do you do with those children? You see, and sooner or later they go and say, nobody has done anything for them. But yes. And I hope they do pay the fees, and so that the children can take the exams, pass or fail. I'm sure they will all try to pass the exam. And the school lunches. We need to go back, and I don't know if the children can carry lunches from their home, but the canteens.
You don't know? So why they can't carry lunch?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why they don't want to carry it. Some of them don't want to carry it.
You want me to tell you what?
School canteen.
You want to tell why they can't?
Too bossy.
I hear you.
Too bossy, yes.
I remember my stepfather used to say, you can't want yam food, and your hand can't dirty.
Your hand can't, yes.
No, if you think you're bigger than carry your own food, you really stay bad.
As they say,
Oh, by the way, the
heart's
develop...
not too good to carry them own grass.
All right.
That's the whole time Jamaicans
All
said.
right. So maybe I can note that one, because I don't think I have that one.
You don't have that
Heart's
one.
not too good for
Carry them own grass. Yes.
And that's something that we have to horse, no, not too good,
To carry them own grass.
too good for carry them own grass.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Yes.
In those days, by the way, children used to clean school and everything. Nowadays, they don't do that.
No. Yes, so as we talk about grass and horse, we have gone from grass yard to gas pump, and now we're going to charging stations. That's how we have progressed over the couple of years. And, but transport in Kingston used to be what I didn't know it, but I hear it used to be run by electricity that came from Bagwalk.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Hydroelectricity.
I don't know how many people know of the tragedy in Bagwalk. Anybody ever heard about it? This is for the school children.
Yeah, man. I think some the other thing that some men lost their lives. I'm trying to
Right.
remember the
They were
details
trying to
of it.
clean the
Yes.
pipes that
Pipes, right,
drove the
right.
generators and so forth. And 33 of them died inside here. 19, yes. Okay. So school lunches, most of the schools they provide good lunch, for these days, for
No,
what
no,
is
no,
going
no,
on.
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no.
but the children
Can't buy school lunch. Also,
Children don't want it, so they don't want it. So what they do, they save the money, and when they go home in the evening, they stop at one of these, fancy places and save up and make themselves hungry for the whole week. And Friday evening, they go buy lunch at certain well-known places.
It's amazing.
And as you talk about food prices are up very steep these days here. But I've heard on the news recently that a lot of the food which has been produced, not in Jamaica alone, but over the world, is wasted. And they said about 25% of the food which has been produced in the world is wasted.
Really?
Yes. And, they say, for example, in India, a lot of the rice which is produced in India is wasted. About 25% of it is wasted. But what happens is that we waste food all over the place. We probably cook too much, and some people say they don't want overnight food. So what you have a refrigerator for? That is why you have a refrigerator. Preserve your food that you can use.
Oh, that's
it
another
next day.
piece of boasting this again.
Piece of boasting this, you see. They don't want them can eat
By
overnight
the way,
food.
I
Yes.
stayed at somebody's house in Fort Lauderdale some years ago. They're from Ghana. And they have some kind of practice where when they cook the food, it stays the thing and then they heat it up next and they keep on heating up the food. And the food tastes delicious.
Nothing is wrong with it if you store it properly.
And apparently, by heating it up every day, apparently it's part of some religious thing that heat kills any sort of bacteria and so on. But after a while, the food tastes, the meat, whatever it is, so tender, and,
Yes, well, when they butcher the animals, in overseas, they have to what they call ferment it before they sell it,
Oh, okay.
Yes, I was watching a documentary where they talk, and they after they kill the animal, they don't pack it fresh. They make it stay in the chill room for a couple of hours
Right.
before they pack it, so that it develops the flavor like that. Especially those big beef abattoirs and so forth. They have it around Chicago and those places. Before they pack them and cut them up in packages for sale, they have that sort of chill. So they sort of, what they call it, mellowing the beef or something.
But even in Jamaica, if you have your pork and your so, and you just you make it get it.
You mean when it start touch?
Trust me, it have a nice taste. You stay there when it's slightly touched.
Those people who don't know what they call kring and piment
Crank,
smoke, yes.
crank.
They don't. They mix a lot.
Crank is when you put out the bit that kind of mesh-like thing.
Yes,
put over
when people used to use wood fire more than they do now.
Yes,
They used to have a thing over the fire, make out of wood, a sort of shelf
yes.
that they used to count and their meat and put up, they get it smoked. So when they're cooking the pea soup and this sort of thing,
Lord,
maybe that's what you feel.
By the way, they talk about you lick your finger. You lick your finger properly. Yeah, man.
And people did not know that sweet potatoes. We used to frown on it when your mother gave you a lot of sweet potato again. No sweet potato has turned out to be the wonder food.
Yes.
You know that even the astronauts, that's what they preserve from, that's how they get their food nowadays.
Yes.
Yes, gone to space. But we're talking about, wasting of food. It costs money. So a lot of food go to weevil, so we have to store properly. Worms and cold storage. We don't have a lot of cold storage in Jamaica, so we waste a lot of what should be done. Fruits and so forth are wasted here, and they have to turn and import and buy for big prices.
Talk about fruits, for example. Take mangoes.
You know how much
And
of
you
it
know,
gets wasted?
you can freeze it, you know.
Of course it can be
And
frozen.
let me tell you, when you freeze that mango and you slice it, let me tell you,
It tastes like ice cream.
that's the word I was trying to find. It tastes just like ice cream.
Almost like ice cream.
But
yes.
we allow them to rot. Bananas can be frozen. Mark, I don't know. Probably the scientists can tell us, if you lose any of the vitamin C. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Right.
banana bread is made from overripe bananas. So if it overripe, don't try to use it and make banana bread.
Exactly.
Because that time the sugar comes into it, you hardly even need sugar to put in there.
You don't need it. I talk about the overripe banana, for example. You can just blend it up and make a paste with it and just put it over all the bread pudding there.
Yes, you can do it. So
Yeah,
much,
man.
much
And pour
you
it
can do
over
with
it.
the bananas.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, man.
And the other thing that we waste a lot here in Jamaica too is fuel. During the course of the heat the other day.
Right.
When you start looking back at the type of buildings that we have been making nowadays, they consume, if you have to air condition them, they take up a lot of your fuel. Why can't we go back to some of the old days when we used to build those high ceilings so that the air can circulate? Because in the simple physics tell you that the
Hot air
will rise, you see, and the cool air stays down. And if you looked in some of those old churches where the ceilings are very high,
Right.
they didn't have any air conditioning in those days
No.
when they were built, And the fans, they didn't even have fans those days. But just the air and how the windows were turned and so forth.
I must
The
tell you
cooling
about a
itself.
house that I used to live. They have scrapped it completely now, though, in Jackshill. That the whole of the top was open. So air would flow straight through the whole house. It has no ceiling, by the way. You just have these, what do you call it, rafters, whatever.
Rafters and the
So-
naked shingles, yes.
Right. So air would flow straight through.
Yes.
And then the material that the roof was made of helped to keep the place cool. So it seems to me that we need to go back to those practices. Now you have up there by Jackson, they build up a kind of concrete, something like you're living in North America.
But
Windows closed tight.
yes, the ceilings are too low, so therefore, the air
Exactly.
can't circulate. And therefore, you have to waste a lot of money on air conditioning. And when you look, you see your light bill come and you say, boy, you can't pay this
Right,
one.
right.
And they did the lighting and in there, the natural lighting that they used to have. Now, everything is electricity and so forth. And when you look and see the light bill, consumers have to pay.
And we cost
And it's not,
JPS.
it will cost JPS, but it's not going down. It's going to go up more and more.
And by the way,
yes.
even in rural Jamaica, they used to have these kind of things like wooden things. So when it gets hot, you have that wooden part, you pull it down, and the place is open the same way. And that will help to keep the place cool. Of course, you had shingles. The roof was made from
shingles,
so
yes.
that will keep the place also cool.
So therefore, you didn't have to spend that money on
Right.
electricity. And of course, children don't walk to school anymore. If it's even 2 bus stops or 1 bus stop, they have to wait until the bus comes. That's extra gasoline. And when I look at the transport system that we have, too many taxis, each of them burning their own amount of fuel. If we had some bigger units,
Yes.
then of course, we could save on the traffic jams, and we
Yeah,
could
because
save on
you
the
carry people
gasoline.
in.
Yes, you could carry a lot of people
Yeah,
on time,
one.
but when you have a taxi and you just 2 or 3 people inside it, that's a lot of waste, And you get caught up in the traffic jam on the road and burning, that engine idling. It's a lot of waste, not only waste in terms of gasoline, but in terms of waste of time
Time, right.
as well.
But you know what it means? That we lack leaders. And when I say leaders, I'm not thinking of those political leaders. Leaders at all level who have a vision as to what we need to do. I don't get the impression that all leaders have vision in terms of where we need to go. When I was a youngster, the principal has a vision, the elder in the church, everybody had a vision. But no, anything goes.
So what the Bible says, people without vision, people perish. So people
Yeah.
who don't have,
Yes.
not very good. Where there is no vision, the people perish.
Yeah, where
That's
there's
so-
no
right,
vision,
so
the
therefore,
people
yes.
perish. So that's why we are parish right now.
We are parish right now because it's not.
I must tell you something about that, as you mentioned that, you know, and is that just Christianity alone, you know? Because some people say they're not Christian. Let me tell you something. Religion tend to define what is real. So if you're wicked, judgment are going to take it. Let me give you an example. Last night I was going home. Of course, the traffic was pretty bad on our roads. And a gentleman, I was trying to go over into the other lane on the right. So I put on my indicator, indicated to him that I want to go across. And the moment he saw me, you know, he started to, you know, to move up his car a bit, man, so I must not come across. And I said to him, why would he be doing that? And all the time I tried to go across, and he would not allow me. So when eventually I pulled on my window, I said, so, and I showed to him, but apparently he want to look argument to me. So when I pull on my window and pull on his window too. That's amazing. I said, so I'm trying to go across, don't allow me. Why wouldn't they allow me to go across? And guess what? He told me some language, you see, there, which that's the colors of the rainbow. Is that colorful?
Yes.
So I just simply turned to him and I said, sir, I could be your father, you know. But let me tell you something. God will show you a sign. Now, me just as officer for sake, you know. He said, by the time he leave there, it's a Trafalgar Road, I go. Actually, he was coming into my lane.
Okay, so he wanted, but he wanted you to let him in.
But guess what? No! He could have allowed me to go over, and he would have come over with ease. No, he just wanted to be spiteful. I hate the joke. He speed up now and try to cut over now. And when he tried to cut over, he nearly ran into another car.
Okay.
It's a lady who was quite skillful. So I say, look at it there, you know. It's just amazing. So, we only have about a few seconds
Yes.
left.
I have to remind consumers about this scamming because we can't emphasize this enough. I've heard too many people nowadays where their accounts have been cleaned out from the bank and the bank is taking no
I tell you
responsibility
what,
for it.
I'm going to suggest that needs to be a big topic next week. We have to cut that. Just remind us how we can make contact, and then next week definitely we have to talk about that one.
And if you can get one of the ministers of agriculture and they let us have a debate, and agriculture will be happy because consumers are out there feeling the
So
pinch of it.
strictly we can contact us time.
Yes. All right, so thank you very much for having us, and I'm sure that people will remember that it's exam fee month and food prices. Try not to waste as you normally do. Fuel, food, and all this other thing. Even clothing, sometimes some of us waste. Because sometimes we buy the thing and we just wear it one time and we nobody wear it again, and it's still good. Give it to somebody who needs it.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Trevor Summers. They have it for Consumer Talk. I'm your friend Vernon. We're going to go for the break. So come back. Don't move.
All right.
will praise him every day. I will praise the Lord. I will praise him every day. I will praise the Lord. Clap your hands and praise him. Jump around and praise him. Wave your hands and praise him. Dance like David, dance like David. My forever friend, I love you, Jesus. You've been so good to me, and I adore you today, forever and ever. I will love you, Jesus. Oh yes, Father, I adore you. Na 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 na, na 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 na, magnify His name. Na 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 na, na 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 na, give Him all the praise. Na 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 na, na 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 na, magnify His name. I give Him all praise. Na 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 na, na 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 na, give Him all the praise. When I stand and I look to the sky, I'm not looking for birds, I'm not looking for signs. I'm beholding the glory of God and the beauty created for you and for I. So I know that God is love, 'cause He sure don't deserve what He's done for this earth. He gave us the rain, the wind and the sky, the sun and the moon and the starlight that shines. Yes, shines. Jesus, I adore you. I'm gonna magnify His name. Oh yes. I'm gonna give Him all the praise. Magnify His name. Lift you up, Jesus. Give Him all the praise. Got to love Him with all of my heart and my soul and my strength and with all of my mind. Love my neighbor as I love myself, to fulfill God's command. That is all I desire. All things are possible if we only have faith, if we only believe. Walk in His way, in truth and in light, receive eternal life. Oh, eternal life. That's why I'm singing. Oh, magnify His name. Magnify the name of Jesus. All the praise. His holy name, His precious name, His marvelous name. His name is Jesus. All the praise. Gonna give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Give Him praises, praises. Give Him glory, glory, glory. Yeah, yeah. When I stand and I look to the sky, I'm not looking for birds, I'm not looking for signs. I'm beholding the glory of God and the beauty created for you and for I. So I know that God is love, 'cause we sure don't deserve what He's done for this earth. He gave us the rain, the wind and the sky, the sun and the moon and the starlight that shines. Oh, Jesus, that shines.
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby. Yes, this is part on the People's Program. Yes, the People's University and the People's Parliament, broadcasting from Jamaica at 89.1 and 89.3 on the FM band, in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9 FM. Of course, you can call us at 876-613-9129. That's 876-613-9129. 877-494-0253. That's a toll-free line, 877-494-0253. And the international number to call is 954-900-4310. You can send your emails to Omega Radio at theomegachurch.com. That's Omega Radio at theomegachurch.com. All right, coming up right now, yes, we're going to have now your meditation, yes, and Bible readings, and also you should know that. And then we will update you on the weather situation. All right.
Oh, the great Jehovah, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand.
John 21 verses 9 and 10 say, When they had gone ashore, they saw a charcoal fire there, with fish on it and bread. Jesus said to them, Bring some of the fish that you have just caught. Even though Jesus already had fire, fish, and bread, he still asked for the disciples to make a contribution to and participate in the effort to making their meal a reality. My fellow Jamaicans, we must realize that the needs of our families, communities, and our nation will be met by both prayer to God and participation from us. Praying to God to fix the ills which we face is a critically important activity. However, we must also get our minds and energies fully engaged in the issues which we have prayed about. Let us play our part in making Jamaica the country we pray for it to be. Gracious Lord, help us to work with you and with each other to fix Jamaica, land we love. Amen. I am the Reverend Newton Dixon of the Jamaica Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. Have a blessed day.
On Canaan side, songs of praises, songs of praises, I will ever give to thee. I will ever give to thee.
Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night showeth knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun, which is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the end of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple. The statutes of the Lord are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of the Lord is pure, enlightening the eyes. The fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgment of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. More to be desired are they than gold, yea, than much fine gold, sweeter also than honey and the honeycomb. Moreover, by them is thy servant warned, and in keeping of them there is great reward. Who can understand his errors? Cleanse thou me from secret faults. Keep back thy servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then shall I be upright, and I shall be innocent from the great transgression. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer.
This is Professor Aaron Morrison. Did you know that one of the best home remedies for upset stomach is a tea made from the root of ginger mixed equally with the root of turmeric? When the tea is boiled right down, strain it and sprinkle a little black pepper on it. The black pepper is important because it allows the turmeric to be absorbed. I guarantee that kind of tea after 3 nights consecutively will remove any form of upset stomach, bloatedness, pain, acidity, whatever. Now, it is not a cure, but certainly it can help to give the relief, and repeated from time to time can give you a much improved belly. This is Professor Morrison. You should know that.
You're listening to Omega Radio, coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3 FM. We can be heard there in Fort Lauderdale on the FM band at 101.9. All right, this is Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. I'm your friend Vernon, and thank you very much for staying with me. And of course, we welcome your suggestions. If there are ideas you have, if there are things we need to do, well, the program is doing quite a bit now, so you need to make use of it. You're trying to make contact with somebody here or overseas, yeah? You get that information to me. There's quite a lot we can do. We have the workplace. If you have somebody, if you need a job. As a matter of fact, right now I might as well tell you, I won't wait until Friday when we have that program. We have a vacancy for a pharmacy assistant. So if you have a place to rent or so on, all these features are here to help you. So you need to make use of these features. You want to rent somewhere, you need to get somewhere to rent or to purchase, especially young persons who you're out there trying hard to get somewhere. This program is a people's program. It's about helping you. Also, your birthday, yeah, that we need to know. We love to wish you happy birthday, or if you know something special is happening to somebody, let us know. This is a people program. This is a people station. And therefore, we are here to cater for your needs. All right. You know, at this time we hear from the Meteorological Service of Jamaica. This is a press release. At 4 a.m., the center of Tropical Storm Felipe was located near latitude 18.5 degrees north, longitude 62.9 west. Felipe's motion has been wobbling between west-northwest and northwest at about 13 kilometers per hour. A more definitive northwestward heading is expected to begin today. The Leeward Islands are likely to experience strong gusty winds and heavy rains even as the center moves north of those islands this morning. Maximum sustained winds are near 83 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Little change in strength is forecast during the next 2 to 3 days. Felipe could, however, begin to intensify as it is likely to encounter upper-level wind patterns which are favorable for development. Tropical Storm Felipe is not a threat to Jamaica. The Meteorological Service will continue to monitor the progress of this system. So you continue to listen to this station and this program, and we will continue to give you more information. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica marine forecast issued at 6 a.m. on Tuesday, October 3, 2023, valid for 24 hours from 6 a.m. on Tuesday to 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Severe weather warnings for small craft and water sports. Inshore North Coast, thunder showers. Inshore South Coast, thunder showers. Pedro Bank, thunder showers. Morant Bank, thunder showers. Forecast summary. Inshore North Coast, expect easterlies today with wave height up to 1.5 meters. Tonight expect northeasterlies and southeasterlies with waves up to 1 meter. Scattered morning and afternoon showers which could be moderate and isolated thunderstorms are expected today. Inshore South Coast zone. Expect light southeasterlies today and along with northeasterlies and southeasterlies tonight with waves up to 1 meter and 0.5 meter respectively. Scattered thunder showers which could be moderate to heavy at times are likely this afternoon into evening. Morant and Pedro Banks. Expect mainly northerlies today and southerlies tomorrow morning with waves up to 1 meter for Morant Bank and mainly southwesterlies for Pedro Banks. Scattered thunder showers which could be moderate to heavy at times are likely this afternoon into evening. Significant weather features. A trough across Jamaica continues to produce mainly light winds and small seas along with showers and thunderstorms. Outlook for 6 a.m. on Wednesday to 6 a.m. on Thursday. The trough is expected to remain for the next few days. Expect light winds and small seas to continue along with scattered showers and thunderstorms across all zones. So they have it there for the marine forecast. Now, let's take a look now at your local forecast. Date, October 3, 2023. And as mentioned before, there's a trough across Jamaica. The trough is expected to linger across the island for the next several days. 24-hour forecast. This afternoon, scattered showers and thunder showers for most parishes. Tonight, lingering thunderstorms mainly across eastern, south central, and northwestern parishes. Now let's take a look for today's forecast for selected towns and cities. Morant Bay. Thunder showers this afternoon for Kingston, Halfway Tree, Portmore, Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, Santa Cruz. Expect thunder showers. So expect thunder showers this afternoon for Kingston, Halfway Tree, Portmore, Spanish Town, Maypen, Mandeville, and Santa Cruz. For Black River this afternoon, thunderstorms for Savannah Lamar, showers for Negril, thunderstorms for Port Antonio, showers this afternoon, and also thunder showers for Port Maria, thunder showers and the same applies to Ocho Rios, St. Anne's Bay, Brownstown, and Falmouth. So expect for this afternoon thunder showers in Port Maria, Ocho Rios, St. Anne's Bay, Brownstown, and Falmouth. And I must tell you, the maximum temperature continues to be at that very high level of 33 degrees Celsius. So the maximum temperature there for Kingston and Montego Bay continues to be at 33 degrees Celsius. 3-day forecast starting tomorrow. Wednesday, isolated morning showers and thunderstorms across sections of southern and western parishes. Scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms across most parishes. Lingering evening thunderstorms are likely for north-central parishes. Thursday, fair to partly cloudy morning, partly to mostly cloudy afternoon with widely scattered showers and thunderstorms across central and western parishes. Friday, fair to partly cloudy morning, isolated afternoon thunder showers for central and eastern parishes. And just to repeat for the local weather, the other current regional weather features, Tropical Storm Felipe is expected to bring strong gusty winds and heavy rains across the Leeward Islands. So, for those who are listening to us in the Leeward Islands, I'm sure you are monitoring that storm Felipe. And don't forget, we are still in the hurricane season, so anything can happen. So you make sure that you're prepared. Trees, for example, should be cut. You should cut back your trees by this. I still see some very tall trees all over Kingston. Some of them are literally touching the JPSCO lines. That you have to make sure that you cut them back. But if they are near to the lines, do not attempt to cut back those trees unless you make contact with the JPSCO and they arrange to have the power shut down. Failure to do so could be disastrous for you. So do not attempt to cut back trees that are close to the JPSCO lines. Don't attempt to climb them either, because so long as that limb is close enough to the JPSCO power line, you could find yourself into problems if you climb it, because electricity can travel in air, yeah? So you have to be very careful. All right, I tell you what, Pastor Boyne. Pastor Boyne, I think we're going to get ready now for some music before we head right into the break. It's now 15:25, yes? 15:25, 100 hours, Eastern Standard Time. That makes it 3:25 p.m. right here in Kingston, Jamaica. I'm your friend Vernon Darby, ready to film some music, and after that we go straight into the break. Soon come back. Don't move.
This is on fire. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Make some punch in the big box. How you mean? Turn it up, turn it up. Pump it in the big box. How you mean? Turn up the bass, heat him on the place. Radio is playing it, turn it up. Yeah, yeah. My music's pumping and the music about Jesus Christ. How you mean? Yeah. Radio is playing it, turn it up. Transformation plenty, light of the shine bright on the way. Just dance the back, we fire back. Well, we look to the maximum master. Up the bold and beautiful. You want to tell me I'm full of Ghost, Holy Ghost. And we are fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire.
Shut up in my bodo. I'm feeling something in my head. Holy Ghost fire, surround me. I know I'm tired. I'm in the fire. I feel it over my body. You need some fire. You need some fire. You need some fire. You need some fire. Fire, fire.
For the bread of life because I got fire. Willing to obey him because I got fire. Shut up in my bones, shut up enough in my bones. Shut up in my bones, shut up enough in my bones. Fire, 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 fire. Fire, 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 Shalom, Jesus is our peace.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I will worship the Lord, for He is worthy.
I will lay down my sword, the Prince of Peace is his name.
King of the flood,
The Lord is mighty, yeah, yeah. The Lord will quench the
Welcome back. You're listening to Omega Radio coming to you live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting on the FM band at 89.1 and 89.3 radio in Kingston, Jamaica. We're right here in New Kingston, and of course, we are broadcasting, yes, on the FM band in Fort Lauderdale at 101.9. All right, I'm your friend Vernon Darby, and this is the program Spot On. Yes, the People's Program, the People's University, and the People's Parliament. And of course, you know, we're taking your calls. We love to hear from you. The numbers to call are 876-613-9129. That is 876-613-9129. The toll-free number is 877-494-0253. That is 877-494-0253. The international number is 954-900-4310. That is 954-900-4310. You can also email us at omegaradio@theomegachurch.com. That is omegaradio@theomegachurch.com. All right, as we the time is just slipping by. I think right now we're supposed to have a next feature, yes, a last feature for the afternoon. That is the Business Hub. And of course we have on the line, we don't have him as yet, but he should be on soon, all right? Mr. Hugh Johnson, JP, former president of Jamaica Brothers Growers Association, immediate past president of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, and vice president, World Cocoa Farmers Organization. All right, Mr. Hugh Johnson, are you there with us? Good afternoon. All right, we're trying to make contact with him. So you continue to stay with us. It's the Business Hub. And he'll be talking to us about business and probably giving us suggestions. And if you need to talk to him, we're taking your calls also. So definitely give us a call. The numbers to call, 876-613-9129. The toll-free number is 877-494-0253. And the international number to call is 954-900-4310. Good afternoon, my brother, Mr. Hugh Johnson. How are you?
Fear to find, just like the weather.
Yes, you know, I think you guys know a bit too much, you know, because if you didn't say that, I was going to say that, just like the weather. Fear to find, but we're having thunder showers in some places, or quite a few places this afternoon. So if you're on the road, you have to be watching. The traffic is more than likely going to be bad because, in Kingston, they're going to have thunder showers this afternoon. That's what's predicted. So the road's going to be jam-packed, my brother. No, it's great to have you.
We have lovely weather. It's just that because the persons who are responsible are not taking care of our environment, that is why we're having flooding and blockages and all sort of things. But we have lovely weather in Jamaica.
But let me tell you something. When it talks about environment, to many of us, it's an intellectual thing. It doesn't apply to us at all, neither here nor there.
Well, the chickens are coming home to roost. It's for real.
No,
And
no, you're wrong on that one. You say coming home to roost. Them there roost already.
Well.
You know, so what happened this year with all the temperature? And I hear that this year is just a practice for next year. So, if we continue to destroy the earth. Oh, by the way, let me tell you something before you get into your stuff. We can't destroy the earth, you know. We can't. We will destroy ourselves. The earth will be spinning the same way. So, we might think we're destroying the environment, we're destroying ourselves. So, that's another story. Yes, my brother. So, you're here this afternoon. We have just a short time. It's now 15:39 or 15:40 hours. So, we'll have about probably 20 minutes or so. But you're out there in business, and I want you to talk to us about the environment as to what is happening out there. What do you think our leaders need to do? What do you think business persons ought to do? Because especially small businesses, there's only one. Well, if it's small, you expect it to grow. When a business is large, there's hardly much growth you can expect because it's probably has reached its maximum state. But for small businesses, they can grow. So give us an overview as to what you see there as a business person in the country, probably what we need to do to encourage other persons to get involved in business. And for those who are just joining, we're talking with Mr. Hugh Johnson, JP.
The advice that I would want to share with my fellow business operators is really to get as lean as you possibly can. Business has always been challenging, but in this time, it is particularly devastating. One, inflationary pressures. Two, people disposable income has been eroded. So people are more skeptical in how they spend and when and so on and so forth because of the tightness of the time. We have many challenges. We are going through a protracted, what we would call war in Europe, and it has affected us negatively. We have gone through and are still going through the pangs of COVID. So many external challenges have caused us to be under pressure. And our homegrown challenges as it relates to crime and violence, lockdowns and curfews, restriction in allowing you to do business freely and fluently. So my advice, trim as much as you can, be lean and mean as possible, and a terminology that they use, pivot. If it's one thing we can learn from this crisis is how to operate virtually and reach the people with your goods and services without having a brick and mortar, because that in and of itself carry with it recurring expenses that we can least afford at this time. So those are some of the areas that I would encourage my fellow operators to look on, because business is really solving somebody's problem, And if you can do that in the least expensive way to them and at the most efficient way to them, you'll be in business for life. So look around you to see the challenges that there are and see how best you can solve it for them at the least cost to them.
Go ahead.
You would hear people talking about taxes and this and all sort of things about that. But why people can eke out a living there is because there's a great need for transportation. People need to move to and from, and if you can move them in the most efficient and cost-effective way, you're in business. Just the very same you look on all other spheres of life and see things that are affecting people and to see how best you can solve it for them. So that would be my advice as it relates to business. If, on the other hand, you would want to look on governmental issues, that is another area where we would hope that government would make to create an enabling environment for your business. That is not happening now as we would understand responsible ministry to see to create that enabling environment, and it's not happening. We noticed that they're having a road show that the last time for Twitter's Puppy Show, but it can't be anything.
Tell me about that road show. The road show. This is what was tell me about that road show. What was it all about? What was the aim of that road show?
To really meet business people, so that and encourage them to do business, enable them to do business. But in and of itself, you can have road shows But what will you be achieving from that?
But anything you do, if you don't know what you're trying to achieve, then it could be a waste of time.
And we are saying that we have, from starting report, over 480,000 small businesses, registered small business in the country.
Right.
And almost the same amount unregistered. People just doing hustling, surviving. If you gonna establish a road show at great expense to taxpayer, and you're gonna just reach 1,000 persons or 5,000 persons, you aren't serious about moving the dial.
Yeah.
And even as I look now on some programs that is being rolled out through the banks and other agencies where they are giving grants to small businesses, you must come and do a pitch in order to get grants. Statistics show that pitching for help for financing of businesses, success rate is like between 1 and 2%.
Why is this so?
Because people would pitch and they would need to convince the panel that it's a viable business for them to contribute to. I'm not sure of all the attendant reasons why that is so, but I'm just quoting from the reality as it relates to the statistics.
Right.
It is below 2%. That has the success rate of that is below 2%.
All right.
If you want to,
with this kind of, I can't remember. There's a figure in terms of if you start a business that a significant amount of them will fail within a certain time. So that's a challenge. But let's look at, say, the inflationary. The impression and information that I have, the inflation for the past year or two is not bad. Not like in the 60s where you probably have 1.8%. When things got pretty rough, I'm trying to remember which year that was. It is in the 90s. It peaked up to, I think, 70%. This year we're back down to single digit. I think it's around 5% or so. So the inflation and even the rate of the Jamaican dollar is seen to have stabilized between, say, 154, 155. So it seems to me from that aspect, things have settled down. At least business persons can now plan in terms of for the next year or so. How do you see that?
Yes, that is a point of commendation for the administration and government as it relates to that aspect of it.
Right.
But understanding fully well that business operate in an ecosystem, and you'll have like 7 points of endeavors that you must address in order to move forward. Macroeconomic policy is one such which is working, but the others aren't matching up. And once you don't close that loop in that ecosystem, you're just spinning your wheel.
All right, tell me specifically.
Saying to government.
You tell me specifically in terms of the macroeconomic policies. So those are working. I think we are controlling in terms of money, and we're not printing money again. I don't think persons are now investing in real things, that does government paper. But in terms of the micro policies, be more specific and tell me what specific micro policy, the micro policies that you are alluding to.
One, access to finance, a simple one.
Access to finance.
Which they have not incentivized the financial sector enough to facilitate our businesses.
How would you suggest government do it? Or is it that you have persons in the financial sector, especially banking, they're probably a little bit too conservative? Tell me what government could do. I'm sure they reduce the reserve that banks are expected to have with the central bank. I'm talking from memory now, so that more funds will be available for lending to persons like you.
one easy area is to make concessionary provision for the financial institution to exercise more risk in that sector, or government absorbs some of the risk and not allow the business.
No, but that we ask it too much, because let me tell you something. Government have certain significant budgetary constraints, fix the roads and so on. When you talk about government, you're talking about the taxpayers. It seems to me that between the private sector and the banks, they need to look at the risk factors, and some of them are not necessarily risky. I think that I find the financial sector a little bit too conservative.
I beg to differ with you. I can use one example. The Chinese come to Jamaica to invest and they get 25 years tax concession.
Hold on.
If I as a businessman after
Hold on. I must tell you, I have a challenge with you picking out a nationality. Is there a policy that you know of that says Chinese, the persons from China get that benefit?
No. I know of companies, not necessarily Chinese.
Good. Hold on. That's where I'm stopping you there, because I noticed something that is developing in Jamaica, which is wrong. You have Jamaicans who are in other countries. The Chinese are here, they're investing. Now, if you can prove to me or show me a document where persons from China in relationship to probably African countries or European are getting preferential treatment, then I would go with that. But to say that the Chinese are getting so.
What I should say, may I correct that statement?
Yes.
And I'll withdraw that. What I'll say is that external investors or foreign direct investors, if you come from overseas, you can get a myriad of concessions, while as a local, if you ask for 10% of what they're getting, you're seen as a beggar. And I'm saying
it doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't matter how you're seen. What I want to do, I want to get information to me. I love to get it. What are some of the concessions that these foreigners get that you who would qualify just like them are not getting? I'd love to see it. I've heard it talk, but I want to see information on paper so I can tackle, for example, the Minister of Commerce and Industry. I have not been able to get that. It's the same thing with the Chinese, or people seeing Chinese, and sometimes we pick up a thing with the Chinese, and it's an international thing, and a lot of it is fueled by a kind of a new type of warfare, where we don't only fight with guns, but we use public relations, and it's probably coming from up north. I don't know, it's probably coming from there.
You are correct. You are correct, and I concede you are correct.
And Jamaica,
that is why I withdraw the terminology used before, and I use foreign direct investment.
Yeah, man, because there's a little Cold War going on right now between the USA and China.
People used to have their turf and they abuse us, and other persons come in offering better terms, and
right. What I love for you to do, because I want to get very practical, I want you to find out, for example, if you have a small business and because a company is a foreign entity, they get that and you don't get it. Take, for example, in the hotel sector. I'm aware, I've been told that, for example, these persons are able to carry in furniture from their countries. Now, what I want to know, if a Jamaican is building, well, they have to carry the furniture from Jamaica, a hotel, what is the difference? You see, until I get that kind of concrete facts as such, I'm in a spot.
Okay. I'll go even further.
Yes.
On that road.
Mm-hmm. You'll have a minute. I'll have a minute left. You see. But even when you come up, you'll have a minute left. But I really need you to give me some concrete facts. You can send them to me as to what a foreigner will get, and a Jamaican is not able to get those concessions. For example,
since I have just a few seconds, if I say to you that.
Yes.
Small business in Jamaica should get the same concession that even the hotel industry is getting, because if they didn't get that concession, they wouldn't be flourishing the way they are. Other small businesses need to flourish just like the hotel industry. So we are asking for the same concessionary.
Good. Do me a favor.
terms.
You're going to send something to me. And be very specific in terms of what these foreign entities or hotels are getting and what you would also want.
4% interest rate. I can't get off the bat.
No, I want you to send
allow
that.
them to pay.
No, we have to talk. I want you to send that to me because when I get them on air, I want you to look at that.
Okay then.
So definitely
Thanks
you
for
help me.
having me.
Because guess what, this is not just a talk show. It's an action show. All right, my brother. So I note your point there. So thank you very much. And as one of our partners, we expect to hear from you in the near future. Mr. Hugh Johnson.
No problem. Thanks for
Take
having
care.
me.
All right. Mr. Hugh Johnson, JP, former president of the Jamaica Brawlers Association. Well, time is really slipping by. It's now 15:56. Wow. And I have to jump to those persons who are celebrating. We don't have very many persons celebrating their birthday today. We have Maria Mary. Yes, she's a singer. Yeah. And my cousin, Chavanis Barnett, she's celebrating her birthday today. Also, June Ramsey, celebrating her birthday today. Iraq is celebrating its independence. Right? Good. So that's it. And I will say to you, never give where you can't take. You hear me say, don't give where you can't take. So if you don't like certain treatment, don't give it to somebody else. Don't give where you can't take. All right? Okay, and I'm going to leave you with this one. And up to now, nobody told me the answer for the one yesterday, so I'm leaving you with this one. First, let me thank all my guests who came on the program today. Thank our sponsors. Thank you very much. And Pastor Boyne, thank you very much. The music, lovely music. And yes, keeps the show lively. And I want to ask you this one, my listeners, make sure you get an answer to me by tomorrow. I have two outstanding right now. You should never tell an egg a joke. You mustn't tell an egg a joke. You can tell me why? I think Pastor have the answer. Well, make sure you get that answer to me. And you can call me tomorrow. Yeah, well, you can call me tomorrow and tell me. We just break the show and just answer that call. So if you can tell me why you should never tell an egg a joke. All right. We've been a great show today. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. This has been Spot On, the People's Program, the People's University, the People's Parliament. Vernon Darby saying to you, have a wonderful afternoon. I love you all. Walk good, my friend. Miami, New York. Come on, sing with me.
He's my shepherd, I shall not want. And he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Pull up on your victory. Pull up on your victory. Pull up on your victory. Victory in Jesus. Victory in Jesus. Pull up on your victory. I say the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want.
Come on, keep your hands together. Come on. Yes.
He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Pull up on your victory. Pull up on your victory. Pull up on your victory. Victory in Jesus. Victory in Jesus. Hold up on your victory. Victory in Jesus. Victory in Jesus.